BKC, what's up? Just getting started. Okay, so we have 4 people in right now. Guys, feel free to comment. Today we're going to be doing that raffle. Aru. Roger, what's up, man? What's up? We have Vernon. Vernon with all the controversy, man. Allah making me do two raffles tonight. Guys, also another thing I want to do today, a few common questions that I've been getting, I want to touch base on those today. Frequent questions, I should say. And of course, we're going to be doing our raffle. Not going to take you guys for too long. Just going to get our raffle done. And soon we'll be doing a puppy unveiling, so we're just trying to get some more people in for now. Any questions so far? Locked in. Rohan, big up yourself. Yeah, man. Okay, Bloodline. We have that litter coming out, red hot litter. So you guys are going to see that soon. Hopefully, if anyone else is interested, we might still have some puppies left. I'm not exaggerating, guys, with all what we do, we try to be proactive as well. So yeah, trying to be as proactive as possible. Okay, let me just share the live link. 1 second. Okay, copy. Okay, guys, we're going to get into the raffle soon, so let's just allow some more people to join in. I see some people coming in, so actually messaging for the link. So okay. Okay, guys, so any questions so far, Vernon, any questions? Roger, Rohan, some other things that we're looking at, guys. We've been in the bully group. We have some back and forth as well. But yeah, guys, that's what it's all about, getting information. Everyone is not going to agree on everything, but yeah. Okay, let me see. Okay, so of course, guys, raffle taking place soon. One of the common questions that I get is mainly because of the type of dogs that I'm looking to, create. Shay said he's in, but I'm not seeing Shay. Shay, if you're there, say something, man. He said he's observing, so he's in. Okay, man. So we have a few people jumping in now. Mad 12, big up yourself in the place. Yeah, Shay, I see you there. I see you there. So Shay had a question a moment ago, so I feel like it's a perfect time for us to address that. In St. Lucia, we have a lot of people talking about bully pit. They use the term bully pit. And again, for the life of me, I'm not really okay with the word, only because I feel like it's causing a big problem in the bully game, because a lot of guys that say bully pit, they're actually referring to purebred bullies. And some guys just don't even know what a bully is, so they just say bully pit, because they heard the term. And most people, who are not familiar with the bully breed, when they say bully pit, they just try to tell you like a bigger pit bull. It's a bully pit. But in my perspective, I would say a bully pit would be a cross between a bully and a pit bull. Since that's something that's common in St. Lucia. So that's what I would call it, a bully pit, like if you ask me. But I know a lot of people who use the term bully pit actually refer to purebred bullies, just because of the ignorance to it. So we have some more people coming in. I just shared the link, and we're gonna be doing that raffle soon, guys. In a moment. Let's see who won the puppy guessing, like see how many pups were there. No one was able to guess the gender. Well, one person was able to guess the gender, but he retracted his answer, but and went down to 6. But because of that, we allowed him to take part in the raffle, and we actually doing an additional raffle. So we'll be giving away 2 packs of Bully Pro today. And guys, again, Bully Pro is a protein supplement. It's 100% insect protein, very healthy for your dogs, filled with all the amino acids, that the dogs require. And of course, it's very healthy as far as skincare. It's very tasty as well. If you have a dog that has bad appetite, a number of us could comment here and say exactly what their experience has been with the Bully Pro. One of the things that I've gotten, one of the common feedback that we've been getting, I have a lot of people who have litters that they just drop, and they getting their female back on track. The Bully Pro is actually helping out their females pretty well. We see some females look like, like in literally weeks that like they never had pups. So it's a great supplement, very healthy. I advise you guys to do your research on insect protein, and all of the qualities that it could come with. And we know a lot of people use other forms of protein. Most of the forms of protein that we use with the dogs out there isolate protein. So you kind of want to do your research on that as well. I advise you to do your research, and you'll find like insect protein is kind of the way to go. Pretty much worldwide, like Purina and more are saying that by 2030, insect protein would be the way to go, not just for, pets, but also, even with humans, especially with the our global crisis right now as far as the environment and, keeping the environment clean, which if you guys know me, that is one of the things that I pride myself in. Our Roxy is doing fine, she lost some weight, during the pregnancy, but she's kind of back on track already, surprisingly, and it's only like 12 days in. The puppies are great. My aunt actually came in. Keen, big up yourself, Keen, big up yourself. Kush in the place. Yeah, these are a few clients, Kush himself. This is a new to me, so can't wait to learn a bit about it. Okay, yeah, sure. It's been there. I've been advertising, not really under the Bloodline kennels. We have the Bloodline supplements. It's actually under JR Farms. We try to keep it a business profile. But I'm serving as my own, ambassador for the brand, so we kind of getting everything all in one. So check out the Bloodline supplements, guys. You can go to bloodline.slubiz.com. I'll keep a link in the description when we're done. So guys, any questions that you would have before we actually get into the raffle? Any questions? I hope everyone who's there. I'm not seeing Ronnie in. Hope that we have Ronnie in as well, because he's actually part of the raffle today. Shay, I hope that answered your question as far as, the bully pit, terminology. I hope that answered your question. And I think it's something that we have to change in St. Lucia. If you're saying an American bully, you say American bully. If you're saying a pit bull, you say a pit bull. And then I would say bully pit would stand for the mixture between the two. I don't think it has anything to do with the bulldog itself, when St. Lucians reference it. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, Shay. So I hope that clarified everything for you. One of the things that I get questions on as well is the types of bullies that I'm interested in. I covered that with you guys in the group earlier, but for the guys who are, just tuning in, I try to look for that classic look. when it comes to the bullies that I'm interested in. It's easy to get that in St. Lucia as well because of the types of bullies that we have here. They kind of lean towards more classic, but of course I'm trying to get some new stuff in, so that way we can kind of change the blood a bit. Most people ask me another question and by the way, the reason why I like the classic guys is because these dogs are more active. It's they light, very lightweight, similar to the pit bull in look, but it still holds that nice bully structure as well. And they can move. I like dogs that can move. I like active dogs. I'm an active person. I can't seem to sit down, so they complement myself, which is why I'm into the classic. Of course, doesn't mean that I'll stray away from the pockets and the Excel. As a breeder, I strive to just, go straight for, American bully breeding, in general, so that way I can supply my clients with the best possible quality dogs in whatever field or whatever, type of standard that they're looking for when it comes to the bully. But classic would be my personal favorite. One of the things that someone would also question about, that I have a Merle, if I'm looking into any tries right now, what do I think about the tries? I think the try would be a huge step, after the Merle already being here. The try would actually be a huge step, and it's something that, let's leave that as that. And guys, look out. One thing I wanted to point out is that we do have the Bloodline website coming out soon. Like I said, it's all about, enhancing the game here in the Caribbean, not just in St. Lucia. This should be one of the first, if not the first, bully breeding, website, so look out for it, guys. I'll be launching it very soon. So I hope you guys, you would like the content. I try to make it as professional as possible. And of course, trying to add some more dogs to the artillery as well. So that way you guys have choices. One other thing that I wanted to point out now that we have, a few more people joining in. Most people ask about the breeding, that's going down right now. People asking about the dogs and, how we secure a pup. Well, for the most part, guys, I'm just kind of going to entertain you on that. We do have a, more interest than, but again, it all comes down to, first come, first serve. But again, we do have a lot of interest. But we're trying to get to a point where we can enhance the game to get people to book dogs ahead of time. Not a case where our breeders are waiting, after the dogs are already there. We try to encourage, I would try to encourage, breeders right now to go into, scheduling your breedings, getting your clients ahead of time, advertising properly, making sure you're targeting, the right people, your niche, as far as the breed is concerned. So if you're going to become a breeder, it's not always about exactly what you like. You also have to cater for the crowd out there as well. One of the reasons why I actually have the Merlin, the kennel, it's because it's on high demand. So of course, if you guys are looking for that in future, we'll be having that at Bloodline. I try not to go push into, talking about dogs availability and stuff like that, because it's still a growing process. And I wouldn't want someone to follow me and say, hey, well, this guy's just doing it, and then make the error and just start breeding dogs wildly. It comes with a lot of work. It's very stressful. If you don't get stressed out of breeding, you're not doing it right. I can tell you that for a fact. You're not doing it right. Something is missing, and that's where you get the low quality standards. So it's a lot of work, guys. I can tell you that I haven't slept for 6 hours straight, 5 hours straight, 4 hours max, in between time, checking on the pups. Sometimes I'll have to do some supplement feeding as well because of the milk count, that Roxy would have. So it's a lot of work, guys. And for the clients, listening as well, and looking to invest, when you get a price from a breeder, and you can see the dog, looks great. They call a price for the dogs. It's not always a case where you have to think of that amount. You have to also think of what's being put into, giving you that end product that you're looking for. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of money. It's not easy. And, at the prices that we have dogs in St. Lucia, I think we're getting a good deal. Obviously, with the quality going up, the prices are gonna go up. So for those of you, just getting into this, I'd say try to get in early. If the breedings that are coming up, between what's there already and what we'll be planning for next year. Try to get in early, because gradually, prices will be going to what it's supposed to be, or close to what it's supposed to be, because we kind of looking to go international soon and bringing in some more heat. Okay, Rakim, big up yourself, shooter. I got another aunt in there as well, Auntie Mary, big up yourself. Yeah, Shay. So being told that breeding dogs like DJ, the music for the people. Yeah, man. Shay, I agree with that as well. It's kind of like being a DJ. You play the music that the people want. But again, stand for what you like. Stand for creating a brand for yourself as well. That's something that's going to stand out. And as much as people may want something, there's something called dumb and happy, where people just they know what they know. They don't know past that. And sometimes it's up to you to educate the clients and let them know exactly what some of the qualities are with these dogs. And you never know, someone who's looking for maybe a Rottweiler might say, hey, I only want Rottweilers, and just getting educated on the bully might switch and say, you know what, that makes sense. You understand? So education is key as well, guys, for the breeders out there. Price should match the quality. Of course, I agree with that. But Vincent, just like you were mentioning on one of your sites, well, on another social media, as far as the prices of the dogs in St. Lucia, I mean, mathematically, when you match that over to what you'd get in US dollars, it's really not that much what you'd get a dog in St. Lucia, and I always think of the animal as well. I think the prices that we sell dogs here is not even the price of an American bully. It's just the price of a dog. I mean, and people would pay that price, for a regular dog, mixed dog. You understand? So the dogs have value regardless of the breed. So I love that. Good point. In breeding dogs, it's like DJ. Yeah. How well do you feel American bullies deal with our tropical climate? Okay, well, that's one of the big things as well, because I think I pointed out on a few videos before, guys, as far as our climate, especially, during the hurricane season, when it tends to get cooler, actually more into the later parts. Also, as far as the kennels that we have in St. Lucia, most of the kennels as well, you have to think of, the turf that the dogs they staying on, like these concrete turfs as well. I have concrete right now, but you have to be mindful that sometimes, the heat, the concrete, if you don't do it the right way, if you don't have it properly paved, there's some particles in the cement that could raise out and cause some problems for your dogs. I've experienced it myself. A lot of other breeders, like Kimoy himself, experienced it himself, and a few of my clients as well, who use the Bully Pro. I was able to diagnose and let them know that, hey, that could be the cause of that skin reaction. So it normally happens during a certain time of year, where the weather would affect that tooth. So yeah, the climate, of course, just the weather in general, I definitely feel like it affects our dogs. And that was just one example that I gave, guys. There's many other ways that the climate would affect our dogs. And I think we have to change the feeding based on that as well, because the feeding could actually cause, some allergies, just because of the timing as well. She are done is well bred with no issues, climatization, navigation, and putting dogs overseas, not bred. Well, of course, if you have a dog with no issues, like I have Roxy. I mean, I'm not talking about specific dog, like I have Roxy. I've never had a single issue with Roxy, and she's a black dog as well. You tend to get, a few more skin issues with the blues, but I mean, if you have a dog with the DNA can reflect great skin qualities, then you shouldn't be getting issues unless you're doing something wrong. And again, you could be doing something wrong even though you think everything is being done right. There's anything can affect your dog, so generally speaking, not in any particular way. Samuel, big up yourself, man. Yeah, question. That was a lot of work. Best friend, security, and the family much more benefits. Of course, dogs have a lot of value besides the breed, and that's what Samuel was saying here. So there's a lot of value in the dogs besides the breed, and you find that sometimes I get very passionate about that. Some people might think that I come off as aggressive, but I love dogs. I would put dogs before a lot of people, to be honest. Mainly because these dogs, they would go all out for you. Sometimes the closest person to you might not, but these dogs would jump in front of a bullet for you. So you have to appreciate that. This is like a one life that would do anything for you, depending on how you raise them as well. But great companions. We have people who have like no children and all they have is a dog, and you know that's enough for them. So of course, dogs, they're a big deal. If you someone who are in if you're into dogs, because not everyone is into dogs. Pets in general, that's kind of what they do. But with the dogs, you kind of get that feeling like, hey, you have a ride or die there with you. So yeah, man. um I was going into another question that comes up very often, um, as far as the dogs that we have in St. Lucia. My dogs. A lot of people ask me the question about my dogs. So initially, a lot of the dogs are for those who don't know, and I think most people would know because they keep hearing it over and over and over again. The whole blue boy spray. You understand? I try to stray away from it, but my dogs are related to, the guy Blue Boy. So, not taking anything away from it. Blue Boy was one of the first, like bullies that were recognized in St. Lucia. So, I wanted to answer that question, like where my dogs came from. So, I have Roxy, who is off of Haley and Blaze. Both Haley and Blaze share the same father, which is Blue Boy. And also they have separate moms. Blaze coming from Princess, and Haley coming from Red Angel. Again, all of these dogs were imported, sorry, into St. Lucia. American Bullies, and so my dogs derived directly from them. We have Smoke. His mom is also Red Angel and Blue Boy. From a different litter, and his father is Panda. Those of you who know, very nice, impressive male, a lot of bone on him. One of the reasons why I went with that breeding, there was not, for me personally, to be honest, there was not much to select from. I think if I had to take another dog, if you guys are familiar, if I had to add another dog at that time, it would have been from St. Rose's litter. Big up St. Rose. At the same time, but at that time he was already sold out by the time I got to him. And that was the same time I was buying Smoke, but he was already sold out. I wouldn't mind try the blood with his baby girl and Butch breeding, which are the other two dogs that were, like, they came in after, and very impressive dogs as well. Da, 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 dum. Shay, food allergies, skin issues, red flag. It can get expensive. Yep, yep, yep. Skin issues, food allergies, very expensive. I can tell you that. I could tell you that I actually have, some people may know, I had a bit of a skin issue with Iva, trying to figure out, because he was doing very well, and then all of a sudden, I tried one of those Victors, high protein Victors, not to kind of go too deep into it. And he just had this huge breakout. And, I tried to just get him back to the normal stuff, and it was just going wild. Thankfully, we were able to solve the issue after months, because sometimes you try, what most people would do is just try things like in a week and then change, and then in a week and then change, in a week and then change. Sometimes you just have to give stuff time to work, and allow it to circulate throughout the dog system. And that's what we did with Iva. And, he lost the itch completely. He's getting back to his ways. He did suffer from an injury in his back leg. So we're still working on that, which is the reason why we haven't been posting him that much. But it wasn't a good, it wasn't something good, so we're trying to just get him back on point. Had to take some weight off of him to kind of help him fix The issue with Iva is that Iva is my house dog, for, of course, obvious reasons. I'm very protective, so he's my house dog. But then again, I have him inside. He's on the tiles, so I have to try to see how we can, sort that out. Mm-hmm. Oh, so red angel and blue one appearances and other lines that completely unrelated to those dogs. Yeah, so red angel, blue boy, princess, like they all like just different bullies who came in on island, and I think, if someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I think Saint Rose was the main guy, you know, getting us, to the level that we are right now. Of course, over time, the I mean, it would, I mean, over time, it's gonna just be the same dogs all around the place. So, eventually you'll need some fresh blood. We have our fellow brethren, in Barbados who always encourage, the fresh blood. But then again, we know the difficulties with that as well, as far as getting the dog's hair. Share with you what you have experienced in your first litter. Okay, so McHenry is in, that's the owner of Haley. So he wanted me to share, some of the experiences I have with my litter. So guys, actually, I don't think I mentioned that to you guys. So we had 9 pups. We lost one. We lost one pup very early on. But the 8 pups are, surviving and strong, and they're doing very well right now. Roxy's been a great mom. One of the things that, like I mentioned earlier, is that it's tiring. You have to be on them all the time. I actually took vacation. So I was home with my dogs throughout the entire time, as much as the kennel is ready. It can never be too ready, you understand? So I was actually home with my dogs the entire time. I'm still home with my dogs, working from home from time to time if I have to, as far as other things that I do. And then I have my regular job. But yeah, I was home with my dogs, and now they're very, they get into that point of getting self-sufficient. They're 12 days old right now, so the eyes are just starting to open. But yeah, as far as feeding as well, I do supplement feed, with the goat milk, which is another bloodline, supplement. We use the goat milk to kind of, give mom a break, not just a break, because the more mom feeds is the more she'll lactate. But at the same time, um, sometimes a bit hectic on her, and then of course we cannot leave the pups hungry. So I know some breeders who actually feed like every 2 hours, regardless of mom. I try to do it at least, just since we just getting kicked off, getting them familiar with the bottle about 3 to 4 times daily for now, because Roxy's still doing a pretty good job. But it's very tiring, guys. I have to leave now. Okay, yeah, Keen, nice to have you, man. But big up yourself. I know you gotta go. Thanks for tuning in. 8 pups same time. Nothing anymore. Yeah, man. 8 pups. Yeah, you sometimes have to provide the assistance. Vinton, let me see what you're saying there. I'm not sure these regulations in regards to Mhm. Of course, yeah. We do need to do better, as far as the regulations. In terms of bringing down the dogs. I know that Simon, Shea, and these guys, Colvis, these guys are working on trying to help the situation as far as importing the American bullies, so that way we can get some fresh blood in. We can see how that goes. So hopefully that turns out for the better. Mm, well, tech then, I would try not to go into that, obviously, because we're on a live, we're on YouTube, and again, I have my account to worry about. So maybe I can answer that question on the side, since we're talking specifically about a brand out there. So I try to be on the safe side. We should not sell for the money. Mhm. Yeah, so McHenry was adding in like not sell just for the money. And I think what he's trying to say is that some breeders out there, as long as the client comes with the cash, dog is sold. They never go out to make sure that the dog is going into a good home. The owner is going to be a good owner if these people actually care for the dogs. And that's one of the things that I know Merc, himself, he prides himself in. Like a guy would literally sell a dog for half the price to someone that would actually take care of the dog. Like like literally. And and I agree with him on that, because that's what you call a responsible breeder, just to make sure that his dogs, are getting well care of. But not just that, guys, as breeders, later on people are going to want to know exactly what you produce. They want to see feedback, from people who already bought from you. They kind of want to see what your male is giving, what your female is giving, so they kind of want to look back and see. So if you have someone who's just not taking care of the dog, then that's a reflection of your dog. At the end of the day, regardless of what the owner is doing, then that dog still came from your dog. So you want to make sure that your dogs are being well kept. I plan on actually following up with most of the people that actually are coming into the Gen X1 litter that we have. By the way, guys, the name of the litter is Gen X1. Is the first generation. We'll be using a pup from there, first big female, to actually go into the line breeding that we're looking to do. So I'll be bringing in a champion, to my champion. And when I say champion, I mean it's just the one dog that I'm actually bringing in to kind of do some fixing. And we'll be breeding to one of the females in the litter right now. Of course, all the dogs are still going. It's just we're doing some agreements as well. Like I mentioned, I'm into agreements as well, not necessarily throughout this litter, but to help out the bully world out there in St. Lucia to grow. In St. Lucia, what do you plan on doing? Well, Ryan, big up yourself on that. One of the things that I actually do plan on doing it, like I mentioned before, DNA testing is something that I feel is important. I think it's something that we all should go into. It's quite easy, guys. To be honest, we have a lot of people just trying to make a lot of money out there, and fooling people into believing that. I mean, a lot of stuff you can just go online and get it organized. You get your DNA tests. They send over the kits for you. You take your DNA sample and then you just send it back. About 2 to 3 weeks later, boom, you got it right back in your hands. You can actually track, and I would advise you not to like go for the basic one. Make sure you get in. I mean, for just $20 US more, you can actually go into getting everything as far as health issues and everything on your dog, as far as all of the traits that the dogs would carry. So I would definitely encourage you guys to go into that, getting DNA tested, getting your dog's DNA tested. But be careful if you go in third party. Just be careful with some of the guys out there. I actually run into a big problem, just supporting someone. It's not like I couldn't do my stuff, but just supporting someone, and they turned out to be like just worst experience possible. And again, I try to just keep my calm on these things. But yeah, Ryan, that's a good point. I feel the dogs. I feel that's somewhere we should be going with our dogs, especially for some of the kennels out there who are capable and who, I mean, you making what kills me, to be honest, is that a lot of people don't want to spend. They want to make, but they don't want to spend. I've been spending just to get on point. I haven't made $1 off of breeding as yet, because I just had my first litter. But if I have to do calculations on exactly what I spent to get to the point that I am at right now, and I'm still not where I want to be, and I feel like my dogs are not getting enough time because I'm actually trying to build for them, to give them enough time. But again, they're still growing, so I have to try and give as much as possible. So it's kind of like a stress on me, because I have to make time for all of these things. So I really don't even get time for myself to sit down and watch a movie. And then I have you guys as well that I want to make time for, because I have a passion for trying to, get the word out there, educate, and collaborate with other people, so that way we can kind of better the game. So that is very important to me. And again, for those of you who know me, you know that I also focus a lot on helping the environment, for my community, so we go into a lot of natural products as well, not just for the dogs, but for plants. That's a big thing for me. But since we're on the bully topic, let's try to keep it bully. Vernon Moore says, yo, I know you used to fellas and breathing. I saw trouble. Yeah, so just to go back to what I was saying, like you make the money, like most people like get the money and they don't reinvest. I mean, of course but at the same time you have to reinvest in yourself. You understand? You have to reinvest in your dogs. You have to take care of your dogs. You have to, use that money back into your dogs. And most people don't do that. They treat the dogs bad. They just breed dogs, sell dogs, and then sell for anything actually. And then by selling for anything, you're just spoiling the game. And then a lot of the clients out there, I wanted to point that out for you guys. You guys just go ahead and buy whatever is the best price, and then later on, like Shay would say, you have kennel blindness all of a sudden because you've seen the flaws in your dogs, and then you're trying to say that it's not a flaw. All of a sudden you're preaching a dog, and talking highly of a dog that you can see the flaws in, but you fighting it, because you bought the dog. The dog is in your yard already, and now you stuck with the dog. So now you in arguments all over the place. If people are telling you, hey, the dog doesn't have this, dog doesn't have that, that's not looking like a bully, is that, and then all of a sudden now you have that feeling where you have to be on the defense all the time for your dog. Sometimes you don't even go about and show your dog, like what you doing if a dog that you don't feel confident about. I mean, if you just wanted a pet, fine, right? So you should feel confident no matter what. But if you're going into breeding, and then or you're going into a dog that you really want to show and use as a testament for the American Bully, just make sure you're getting your dollars worth, and stop looking for the best price dog, like that is something that I really just can't understand, because you stuck with the dog for like 10 years. I mean, if you just put a little bit extra money on the side every year, not even every day or every month, just every year, you'd get a quality dog, and you can get that money back. And I mean, you have a quality dog at the end of the day that's gonna give you a return on your investment at some point in time if you actually go into breeding. So why hesitate to pay for a dog, like for a quality dog? Right. So again, that's something that I'm very frustrated about. Guys, one other thing, we're about to jump into our raffle. You laugh at my box. It's something that I imported. We won't use that box. But just before we do the raffle, I'm gonna go through the names. If anyone has any other questions, we can jump into that. But we'll be giving away Bully Pro. Also, guys, I wanted to point out, up until the end of the year, Bully Pro is sold as bundles now, with the goat milk. So we have Bully Pro and goat milk as a blunt bundle. I know some people are looking for the goat milk, especially to go a little bit more international. We will be doing that soon, like I mentioned, to some people that I have been in talks with, our ministry as well. So that way we can continue to provide, these supplements at the prices that we do. Hopefully if we have to go back to regular rates, it doesn't go all the way back up, but we're trying to make sure that we're getting you guys a good rate. So I'm trying to get some assistance to actually get this on the market, just not just for St. Lucia, but for the entire Caribbean, and hopefully we can go international with it. So of course, guys, I'm still thinking of you guys, but we do have our 2 packs of Bully Pro that we'll be raffling for. And of course, guys, don't forget to get your Omega 369s. Again, as your fish oil is very important for your dogs. Look out for the essentials. So we had a few people there, just 4 people who actually guessed it. We have sent. Don't mind me handwriting, guys. So I try and fold that up, but I think that's sent CYR Frederick. Yeah, that's the name that came on the YouTube. So if your name come up, just make sure you message me, guys. If your name comes up, we have Ronnie. Don't mind the handwriting. Ronnie, big up yourself. You know yourself. Ronnie is a familiar face in the game. For those who don't know, we have Vernon Modest, troublemaker. Caused me to. Yeah. And finally, I wish we had more people though. I'll probably give away something more. Gabrielle Lewis as well, who guessed 9. So these are the guys that we're gonna be raffling for on the Bully Pro. So just making sure I fold everything properly. And let's do a fair. I mean, basically out of 4, 2 people are gonna be getting Bully Pro. So I mean, it's that easy, guys. So I wish more people would come in. People asking me about puppy giveaways like so early in the game. Like I'm just getting started off, guys, but yeah, it's not far-fetched. where we can do a raffle. I'm actually planning on doing something for maybe Christmas Day. Not necessarily doing a live on Christmas Day. I know you guys are going to be with your family, but maybe something at the end of the year, just to celebrate, our first breeding, and going into breeding itself. We've been on ground for about a year and a half, the age of Roxy and Smoke Bloodline Kennels, so just some form of celebration where I think we'd actually be doing a puppy raffle, so look out for that, guys. I'll be launching that soon, so that way more people can actually get into the raffle. And you never know, you might get a dog for $20 if you're lucky. So I'm not sure exactly how we're going to go about it as yet, guys, but look out for it, okay? I know a lot of people would want to come in there, but again, it's just to fuel the movement. So I hope you guys can appreciate what I'm doing, and I hope you guys can see the light in it. And we can probably grow this thing, just not just myself, but we can all do it together. And like I mentioned, in future we'll be growing. For my dogs right now, I'll be providing Smoke will be on stud service. We'll be having Ivor. Hopefully if everything goes well with Ivor, and then I have like my champion as well, which I'll be introducing you guys to soon. That probably will come with the website. So I know a lot of people are wondering already, but yeah, these guys are going to be like studs available, for the champion and Ivor himself. They'll be bred in house, over the course of next year. And my clients who are purchasing, I have 5 females in the litter, so the clients who are actually purchasing from the litter would get first dibs, as far as stud services go, just to show the loyal clients some gratitude. They would be the first guys actually coming in, also growing the Bloodline Kennel movement as well, and then afterwards, probably maybe open out from there. So just for those of you who are, questioning about, stud service from Ivor and whatnot, I wouldn't go out and breed wildly, and I'm not saying that we're not going to, but I have to stay loyal to my clients, loyal to myself first, and loyal to my clients, and then we move on from there. Make sense? So let's jump straight into the raffle, guys. I didn't see Ronnie in there, so the first person that we have, for the Bully Pro, I have a name here. I'm going to open that up. Gabrielle Lewis. Gabrielle or Gabrielle. I think that's Gabrielle, right? Yeah. Gabrielle Lewis, or Gabrielle Lewis. You just won yourself a pack of Bully Pro. Big up yourself. Vernon boy. So, and then we're gonna go in there again. Yep. And Ronnie, you won yourself a pack of Bully Pro. So big up the winners on that. So we have Ronnie and Gabrielle Lewis. So you guys can contact me directly. We're only saying fingers crossed, but these are the 2 winners. So we have Ronnie and Gabrielle Lewis, who just won themselves a pack of Bully Pro just for guessing the amount of pups in the litter. And we'll be doing more giveaways as we go along, guys. Also, guys, if you can comment on the bottom, let me know what you guys think about us doing that puppy raffle as well. Of course, I'm down for anything. But the litter is going well, guys. Thanks again for joining. You guys have any other questions that we could jump into? Maybe we can touch base on it on another live. So of course you can always comment your questions on the bottom. And again, guys, for those of you out there who are actually bigger guys in the breeding game, maybe even longer than me for sure, I invite you, so we can probably go on a live together and maybe give the people some more information. Okay, guys? So I'm not opposed to it. So if you guys are willing to do so, you can always contact me directly. You guys know how to get me at Bloodline Kennel Club, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can find me. Also, my contact information will be there as well. So guys, just big up yourself. Again, stay blessed. And of course, thanks again, for checking out. Don't forget to drop the link for the Bully Pro. Of course, guys, I'm gonna be dropping the link on the bottom here. So yeah, man, big up yourself. Thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate you guys, and of course, look out for some more heat. Next video is gonna be the puppy unveil. We might be unveiling some more stuff, and we might be doing the website as well at that same point in time. Big up yourself, Bloodline. We out. We do need a local bully event, just to point it out. Big up yourself, guys.